Good afternoon, guys. Mike here with Wilderness Warriors and Woodsman's Gear on YouTube. I've got another light headlamp brought to you by the Energizer company. This is another one in their series of compact lights. Previously, I did this one, and these are their Vision HD series lights. Very compact, 3 AAA batteries, all LEDs, multiple LEDs. This one is rated at 250 lumens. It's weather resistant. The battery compartment all is sealed. The front is sealed. I couldn't submerge it, but pouring down rain is not a problem. Now this one is listed as the Vision HD Focus headlight, and it's kind of interesting. The other Vision HD did not focus, but it allowed you to dim the lights. I don't see any moving parts in here, so we're going to have to see exactly what they mean by focusing on it. So I'm going to turn this thing around. As you can see, it has the 3-year warranty on it. Again, rated at 250 lumens. For 250 lumens, it'll output at that level for 6 hours. It's 1 meter drop resistance, has an 80 meter distance beam, and is weather resistant. It's listed as digital focus, transitions from a full spot to a full floodlight. Memory recall allows the light to return to its last focus setting from when you turn it off, turn it on. And it says next push off turns light off without cycling through all the modes. And it's listed as 50 hours in low mode. Alright, so I'm going to pop this thing open. These are relatively easy to open packets. There's a little slot here and they're perforated. That's easier than some of the packages before. So open it up, pull out the light. The strap has the instructions on it, and then under this part are the 3 batteries. Set that aside. I think we can figure out some instructions. If not, we'll go back over that. And then let's look at the light here. On the light itself, it has 2 buttons. This one is listed as the focus. This one is the power on, power off. 2 wide beam LEDs here. It also has 2 red LEDs there, and then your main LED long distance beam in the middle. This one actually seems to work a little bit better than the other Vision HD I have as far as the adjustments on the notches. The other one is very hard to get open. Stays in place decent enough, but it's very hard to get open. So you open it up like that, pop the back open, it flips up, and then the batteries are indicated with positive and negative, and the picture there with the indent nipple and what direction that it's supposed to go. So you pop them in, push the battery compartment back in, and the rubber seal is actually kind of in each side here that mates up and touches and compresses, and then that locks it in. Alright, so 1 push gives you red LEDs, 2 pushes gives you all of them. I'm guessing that that's the highest mode. 3 pushes gives you medium, it looks like. 'Alright, from high we're going to push the other button and it dims down. It brightens up, and then it blinks at you when it hits the high and the low. So it does. I don't know if you can actually see that. in there, but it does turn off and fade off the outside lights in that mode. So it does go from a full flood with low center light to with very bright wide ones, and then we'll focus down and actually brings up the center beam and drops or goes to full, and you press it again and then it takes you to single full mode on the long distance beam and drops out the two wide ones. So we're going to go 3 there and then see what that does. Alright, so I think that that's just giving you a starting point of low and high with the 3rd and 4th button push. And then your memory on off takes you to your left hand button, which will remember. Take it all the way single light on only and go, and then that brings on just the single light. So on this one, I'm guessing that the 50 hours is on the red lights only, since you can't put just the outside lights on and then dim them down. And that is interesting. The memory function does not remember red. Alright, so it does focusing by dimming the middle main light and the outside lights in different patterns to give you full 250 lumens at full width and distance with all 3, and then it will dim down and take the 2 wide beams out to focus it, I'm guessing is how they're wanting to call that, down to just the single light for the long distance. And then you can focus it again by pressing it and holding it again, and it'll come all the way back up and it will dim this center light down, and then just it won't go completely out, it goes to a lower mode, and then your outside 2 lights will light up to their brightest ability. So you get more of a short distance, widely even spread light pattern on it. It's pretty interesting. I will know a little bit more when I can get outside at night and check this thing out. I'm going to put the headband on it real quick. It is very lightweight. I slide that pretty much all the way around to where the adjustment is what moves. I do like that they are relatively lightweight. Actually, to me, they're very lightweight, but I know that there are other lights out there that are lighter, but they're also 3 and 4 times as much money. 3 ounces even. That 3 ounces even with the strap and the batteries. That is right in line with what the other Vision HD was. So I certainly think that it is on par with the other one and pretty much the same light with just a different chip or program in the chip. And then just to show you a reference, this is an old style light. Still works, red, 3 lights, 2 lights that are smaller, and then all 5 lights. They make a 7 light version. Well, actually I think this is the 7 light version because I think they include the red. So you can see this one is old, the headband is stretched out. It actually has a slightly better waterproofing type design, I think, with 2 latches and no hinge, but it is definitely a little bit more of a pain in the butt. And this thing is about 10 years old, but it is a good light, and at the time it was one of the ones that was relatively lightweight and super cheap. And the batteries don't move, just the light head does, so the batteries are actually in this pack here. And it works pretty good. Like I said, the headband is all stretched out on it. I use that for cutting grass at night and stuff. But just to show you a reference as to what they used to be as far as size and all goes, that one was 3 1/4 ounce, so it's not a whole lot different in weight, a ½ ounce, but they are quite a bit slimmer and less bulky, certainly more streamlined. This is a pretty small light, I think, and I think it works pretty good. Easily fits in the palm of your hand, and a very common battery setup. So I'm going to roll in some footage at the end of this when I can get outside and demo this at night and show you what it'll do. Thanks for watching. Also on these lights, I have found one issue with it so far, and that is that this entire lens housing is completely clear, and the underside of this main LED lens here is clear. When that light lights up, it actually shows white light, bright white light, through the bottom. And because this is on your forehead, if you're not wearing a hat, it basically shines right in your face and in your eyes. So what I've done on the other Vision HD that I have is actually took some Gorilla Tape and cut a little piece that actually fits just on the bottom edge of that to make it black, and blocks out 100% of the light. I don't know whether I'm going to keep using the Gorilla Tape. I think I'm just going to take some black paint or black fingernail polish and just brush it on right there on the very bottom, let it get hard. I might even take some sandpaper and rough those up a little bit so it sticks, and just leave it on there like that. But that's the only issue that I've had with it, and if you were wearing a hat, there wouldn't be any problems with that, I do not think. Alright guys, that's the red LEDs. They do appear to be a little bit brighter on this light than the other one. May just be me though. Next is high mode. That is the highest mode that there is. And then what we're going to do is dim, or not dim that, but focus that down. Focus this out to wide beam. And I can still see everything I need to for 50, 60 feet at least with that mode. When you take it back up there though, I can see quite a ways. That is just the long distance beam. And then you can add some back in. I don't know if that's coming through on the camera, but it's a pretty interesting feature. In full high mode with all the lights on, this light throws out a really nice, wide, smooth beam. There's no lines or ridges in it from the different LEDs being combined. It looks really, really good. The other feature is that you turn it off and you turn it back on, it remembers the last, if I dim it or focus it out wide and then turn it off, when I click the focus button, it brings it back on in that wide mode, which is a pretty nice feature to have. And just for a comparison, that's the high, and that should be 250 lumens, and that should be 200 lumens, and that is from just the HD Vision. And this is the one that is fully dimmable on all modes. I'm not quite sure which one I like better just yet. They both have excellent features. Thanks for watching.